Nation, TeamOne. Pride on the line for 00Nation and TeamOne fighting for their slim opportunity to qualify for the major.
Oh my goodness. I still can't get over this map pick because both teams are bad on it, so let's see what happens. VSM going to get the headshot over on Miles. Maluke trades it back, and XNS dropping Henny. TeamOne looking to take this pistol round, but Lucas evens things up at a 3v3. 00Nation moving on in to that A site that we talked so much about in the pregame. Pesa waiting here, and he will go down to Lucas. Nice headshot coming through from Lucas, and Leo finds PRT. So just when it looked like TeamOne were getting back into it, nope. They are denied the round as Maluki falls.
00Nation, a good start, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this is their first lead of this tournament, so definitely exactly the right foot they wanted to get off on here in their last showcase at IEM Fall. Gonna get that full rifle buy-up as well. Minimal on the utility overall, but TeamOne are gonna force, so the rifles are a hard counter to this sort of situation. Maluki has the scout in hand, though. The tag him and bag him is really in full effect. Needs to for TeamOne. Look at Pesa chucking that down, tags down Leo pretty effectively. Down to 22 HP now, but no kills back him in the way of TeamOne. Instead, it's a mop-up for 00Nation out middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now they're knocking on the door of B as well as they picked up the player, the lone defender of that site. It's all down to PRT. Not much you can do here. You might even just try and save into the next round.
Yeah, not much of a force buy for TeamOne here. Not much success in the force buy at the very least with PRT. The last one standing, he's got a bit of utility, the body armor and the deagle. It's certainly worth saving into the next round because TeamOne will be on the full-on eco. But let's see if 00Nation want to chase down this last player. Probably not, because they haven't exactly gotten the chance to find their economic footing yet since it's only into round number 2. So they're just going to be patient, see if PRT shows face, but this will, at the end of the day, be 2-0 for 00Nation.
Should probably be a 3-0-2 unless TeamOne can come into a round with USP. If PRT's even going to survive this long, he will not. So no deagles, no armor for TeamOne. Should be a stock USP round for the Brazilian squad as they'll go into the CT side, maybe just stacking something, hoping that 00Nation walk right into it, and perhaps they can come up with a win. There's a Zeus for XNS. Perhaps we'll take that into Jaguar or Donut. Just hide in a dark corner. And hope we can get that taser kill. Mobs the Deagle, P250 over in the hands of PRT. Flashbang for Pesa. Perhaps something works, but again, should be a 3-0 start for 00Nation. A very good start for them, and, well, there goes PRT, so it continues their good streak.
TeamOne don't have much to work with, right? Malbs, he's very good with that deagle, but without the body armor, well, the aim punch is just too much to deal with. Lucas sprays him down. XNS is still waiting here in Jaguar. Lucas suspecting it, though. Hasn't exactly forgotten about the position, but does move forward into mid to find Maluke. Henny also drops Pesa, leaving only XNS. Molotov flies right by his face, and he will go down. That is it. VSM just trying to get the plant money for himself, and he does find at least that. 3-0 in favor of 00Nation, but here come TeamOne on their first rifle buy-up. And I think the thing that has really concerned me for TeamOne, and I mentioned this yesterday, it's the lack of consistency in their performances. They went from getting a 16-5 victory to just being unable to beat Triumph and losing 7-16.
Yeah, it's a Triumph roster that has definitely surprised me and impressed me throughout the course of this tournament so far, aside from that Furia game, which I think we can hold in the vacuum at this point. How they perform against Godsend, though, is basically going to decide their destiny, so a lot of stuff at stake for the Triumph squad, but here, TeamOne trying to battle back as well. Trying to get their second win on the board. Here comes PRT, though, on the fadeaway. Gets himself a nice kill onto Leo. Utility going to come through, rain in, though, and he's going to reposition around this smoke. He might get caught out by VSM, but he still is alive for now on A. He has Pesa with him, but VSM has the first. Maloki strikes back for another. PRT still around, though, and alive. Did not yet found him either. He has the smoke fading, though. VSM gets a second. 3v3, and maybe a third kill for VSM. No, Mobs will shut him down, but he takes a lot of damage, leaving KNG and Lucas in a very winnable 2v3, considering the health on Mobs and Maluki at half. And oh, a flank from KNG too.
KNG walking through red room here. Malb's ducking on through. He's not even checking this. KNG would have had the edge if he just held that angle, but now he spots out XNS and pulls out his knife. Doesn't even think to look towards CT. A chance for 00Nation to take control of that round right there and perhaps even win it. But now it's down to Lucas, who has the bomb on his back, waiting for the peek. Makes it a 1v1. Maluke peeking around to have a look, and he does find that final frag for TeamOne. Lucas is dropped, and TeamOne on the board.
It's a huge win for TeamOne to get them back in early. As again, we mentioned earlier, the CT sides were the strong suits for both these squads, so they're going to need to post up a very good defense to be able to get anything done here. MP9s for TeamOne, though. Going to be a little rough. Malukis does have his op in hand, however. Double ops on T's side for 00Nation? This is incredibly bizarre, an incredibly risky call, and the very early on engagements, they're going to get a lot of utility damage taken and come up with nothing in response.
XNS just waiting patiently on this B site. In fact, all of TeamOne holding their ground, not aggressing, which is a common strat, of course, on Ancient on CT side to go for that mid control, pushing all the way up towards jungle and making sure that the Ts don't have much space to maneuver. But TeamOne taking the more passive approach. Lucas coming out with the big green in his hands. He will be peeking into Jaguar, which I would say gives Malbs a potential edge along with the Luke. Molotov gonna fly through here. That's immediately diffused by the smoke.
The fact for the double ops is that 00Nation had to play so slow. They almost look like they're on a CT side, just creeping around slowly and surely. It's definitely limiting them heavily. It's very concerning the way they're having to play now. They're not even using the op to spearhead an entry. Now they do, and Maluki's going to win that duel almost every day of the week there. PRT, however, gets trained up by Leo, but Maul's on the MP9, unable to get that kill, opening up an opportunity for 00Nation, but they still have control of the site. TeamOne, the bomb is down towards long, and the nade's going to do some damage here. Only down to 48 now for BSM, but in towards house. Oh, they don't even check for Pesa. That's a nice little mop-up for TeamOne. Well, there's no more time. 00Nation, too slow on the T side, too methodical. And TeamOne capitalized.
This is one of the slowest rounds of Ancient I have ever seen since the release of the map, and all the maps that I've casted of Ancient. This is very strange, to be honest, because aggression is typically rewarded on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of Ancient throughout NA. It's been a very popular map. And this round was the antithesis of almost everything we've ever seen. Neither side getting aggressive, neither side really taking a fight. I've also never seen a team go for double ops on the T side of Ancient before. That's a real head scratcher for me, but they only have one op now as Lucas is on a Tech 9. Doing a lot of control towards A, however. And if they can win this duel against PRT, there's going to be a nice free bomb plant for them. Smoke goes down. Maluki now trying to help out, but PRT falling away. Spots out the sound. I think he spotted out the leg, actually. And he's got himself 2 quick kills to hold things down. He's retreated far back, however, in towards CT spawn. Up with his IGL and Opper and 00Nation. Wondering if they decide to make their way on towards B or A without any utility whatsoever with a minute 07 on the clock.
Yeah, they're just walking on through at a very leisurely pace back towards T-spawn. They leave one player at A. That's KNG. And he looks away at the wrong time. PRT catches him off, and it's looking more and more like it'll be a third round victory for TeamOne. But Lucas and Henny still standing, rotating to the B site. Do they have the utility? No. So they have to walk onto this B site dry.
It's a rough take.
Yeah. Especially with Mobs waiting here at this angle, it's not going to be easy for them to get on. They have no way to isolate him, and there you go. Lucas goes down, and Mobs finds a second on Henny.
Yeah, Lucas found death right there, didn't he?
He did.
That's the thing, too. You can't challenge Mobs dry like that, holding an angle. He is going to win that duel. One of the best aimers in the North American region. Crisp on the headshots, and in pretty much every tournament he plays, he's always towards the top in terms of headshot percentage. as evidenced right there by that nice final kill. 00Nation had a 3-0 start jump, but it has quickly evaporated. Team 1 leveling the score line. Now it's Deagles in the hands of the T side. Perhaps a faster round will be on the cards here, as they don't really have anything to lose out of this one. But look at that utility spam. KNG's gone by it, but he's not connecting any damage whatsoever onto XNS, who will get flashed forward. He'll get himself a free kill, smoke it off, and fade away. Lucas checked by Malbs and domed as well. Team 1 holding off quite cleanly. And now 00Nation, what more can they do besides just wait the inevitable out?
Well, XNS hugging the smoke is gonna be trouble for VSM if he tries to come through. Looks away from the flash too, and then gets the easy frag. Maluke also finds VSM, leaving only Henny standing, and Henny gets sprayed down. That's gonna be that. Team 1 win an easy round. They build up their economy. They keep every single weapon they had in their hands. And now they're looking to make it a 5th round victory. Will be a little tougher this time around, since 00Nation will be able to get the AKs across the board.
AK's up. XNS still on the MP9, despite having $8,000 in the bank. Well, $50 shy. I don't think it's really going to matter that much in terms of specifics, but still, on the MP9, he's had for a few rounds now. And he's going to go aggressive in towards Jaguar with a rifle in the hands of Mobs. I like this idea from Team 1. They're committing both their B players in towards Jaguar, but look where they have this crossfire setup. If anyone walks in, it's going to be death. And now with the probe from PRT down through T-spawn, they have all the information. The rotations are starting to come back towards B. 00Nation, they very well might get a plant, but they will swiftly be countered. In comes Maluki. He almost had a lineup. He swaps to the sidearm. Unable to find more than just one, however. VSM has been huge for 00Nation, and he continues his streak here, making it a second, but Malbs will trade. Molotov forces him forward, and KNG will capitalize, but it's a 2v2 now, and Pace has a blindside opportunity onto KNG. He knows where Lucas is as well. Hits it to enable a kill for PRT with much ease. Didn't even need the nade there. Op will be recovered, and Team 1 now 5-3 up.
That was a really weird and sloppy round from both sides, but 00Nation do go for the quick hit, and hey, look, it worked quite well. I'm surprised they weren't able to close it out, to be quite honest, because you get that bomb plant in a really good situation, but credit to Team 1, hitting their shots, in particular PRT, who's been so very quiet throughout the entirety of IEM Fall. A player that used to be so important to this roster has quieted down as of late and just can't seem to find his way out of the slump. But maybe this is the beginning of a return for PRT, but it's still very early on into this first half and this map. 5-3 though for Team 1. 00Nation going to bring the SG, 4 AKs, good chunk of utility into the round. Pace tosses a nade, but he gets caught out with the utility in his hand. Still gets the frag afterwards, though. And then Maluke finds the Molotov frag on VSM. So utility getting all the frags for Team 1 into this round and giving them a 4v3 edge.
That's utility at work right there for Team 1, and the utility mentioned earlier in the pregame. Not exactly being saved for retakes, but instead being used on the initial holds. Good work there from Team 1, who are finding a nice little bit of comfort on the CT side. And look at PRT's angle. You called upon him, seeing if maybe he was coming back to prominence here. Here's his opportunity. He does some damage, but he has to fade away now. Lucas is here. His brother in tow. They're going to split up now, and there's a probe from Leo to go out through long instead. It's definitely a good idea, but they're taking too long. This is the problem I see with this 00Nation T side. They take too long on a lot of their takes, particularly when they start to lack the utility.
Yeah, I mean, that B take, that quick B take that you saw was really good.
Mhm.
They fall off of it, and now they're stuck waiting around. And Team 1, well, they don't really have much of a reason to aggress, right? Because they found those 2 frags with the utility. Henny, along with Lucas, moving into Donut. Okay, a potential A hit. Maybe it'll be successful. Man, not if Maluke has anything to say about it. He's going to drop Lucas. Leo does get a trade on back. Maluke isolated, and he goes down to Leo as well. Leo flicking around for a 3K indeed. It comes through. 4 HP left, 1v1. He doesn't have much time, so he has to stick the plant. XNS going to hear it. Can he get around in time to deny it? Yes. Not the denial of the plant, but at least denying the round victory for 00Nation. And XNS wins the round for Team 1.
Big win there for XNS, making sure 00Nation don't get back on the board here. Leo really made that possible, but just unable to come up with a great spray control in the SG, I would like to add, because that gun is just
Yeah.
so unruly nowadays. So close for XNS to stop that bomb plant. Overall, I don't think Team One mind giving them the plant, though. Timeout called by 00Nation to try and figure out what is going wrong. It's been 6 straight for Team One. And the Team One coffers are not actually that full. Pace is at 26, Malb's down to 750, Maluki at 2000, just about even. But he is the opera, so you expect him to be a little more broke than everybody else. However, it's very concerning, considering their 6 round streak, that nobody really has that 9k, 8k bank buffer for the CT side.
Well, we'll see if Team One even need to worry about their economy, because another round victory, well, that's all they'll really need with a few bodies up and running. Maluke waiting with the op here in Red Room. A little bit, no, just on through that smoke. And look at this, XNS, he decides to go down the B ramp, finds VSM, will now back off, and there is again the early man advantage for Team One. Was previously found with the utility. This time, it's the rifle dealing the blow, and XNS gets even better for him into this round because he upgraded to the AK. KNG to get that mid control, and a good smoke thrown here by 00Nation. Is it even going to matter, though? Malbs and Malukia get another 2 frags on an attempted take there by 00Nation. And man, they're just completely spread out. Lucas is going to get Malbs. That's just 1 on the board for 00Nation, but I don't know. They just look lost on their T side, which is kind of to be expected. I think both teams are going to look lost on their T sides because they don't typically perform well here.
Yeah. I think Team One will probably have the advantage in terms of being less lost, given their matchups against Pain, who are very good on the
Potentially.
T side. And if they wanted to add that into their pool, because they leave this map open, so it's definitely something that they are willing to play. So I'm expecting them to have something coming through here. I think 00Nation just trying to throw everything to the wind and hope they can get some soft ground at some point in time to take root. But as it stands right now, their T side has been very lackluster, to say the least, and it all started with that double up play. I think really was just a big question mark and a downward spiral from there. There we go. Nice shot from XNS. Henny trades it out. Pesa. Let's see what he can do here from this position. Just waiting out the time is, again, it feels like we're playing a map like Nuke, where time can very well dwindle down easily, maybe in Inferno as well. About 10 seconds left on that take, and a scored straight for Team 1.
It's just really hard to get any type of control of a bomb site on Ancient without having utility. There are just way too many angles to look through, and you end up getting, well, this type of result, right? Because look at Henny, he has to clear out Cubby, he has to go down ramp, he has to clear around the corner, look at short B, long B, and yeah, ends up going down before he even gets a chance to put that bomb to the ground. 7-3 in favor of Team One. See if 00Nation speed up the pace. They do. They jump right onto this B site. No one waiting for Team One. Absolutely 0 players on the B site proper. The 3 of them went into Jaguar, and now they're on the outside looking in. They have to get through this smoke, and they do! XNS finds 2! And Maluke, a no-scope shot on Leo. Lucas, a response. But Team One make it work despite having no presence on the B site. They drop the bomb planter, and the bomb doesn't even get planted into this round. Malbs dropping KNG. Only Lucas left standing with the big green gun, and he will not be able to do anything at all. XNS drops him 8-3 in favor of Team One, who secure this first half with that round.
That's a great little play there from XNS, getting the spray down ball, or rather Maluki on the no scope, 2 big damage, and the rest of the team just coming in on the cleanup. 00Nation had it all. They had the B site, but what they didn't have was the stalwart defense to hold it down after they took control of it. Team One's retake was a fantastic one. And at that point, too, for 00Nation, it's not even about the strategy. They made the right call. They just got outplayed in the end. They got outgunned and completely outstratted on the map of Ancient. Malbs gets that initial first kill, paces all the way up through Snake, getting himself a second. Perhaps they'll collapse further on to the players in spawn and continue their stroll down the catwalk areas. But no, they'll just stabilize on B, not going to over-aggress. A very disciplined decision from Team 1. And 00Nation will have to be careful to wade through that water with care and quietness, because we all know that water sound could be heard all the way across the map.
1:03 on the clock here. Round number 12. 00Nation still trying to find an entry onto one of these bomb sites. A clean one. I mean, they did get the B entry previous round, but ended up getting wiped out by X&S. Maluke finds one on Leo Dark. 5v2 in favor of TeamOne. VSM and Henny might want to consider the save here. It is a $3,400 loss bonus, though, so going for frags certainly wouldn't be the worst of ideas, or at least trying to get a plant, right? Pesa waiting behind this smoke. Do all the damage. Here it comes. Not even one. VSM managed to take him down. Now Maluke has the information at the very least, and he will find the trade. Probably more. Yep, nice little flick from Maluke at the end there. Henny is dropped. TeamOne get a ninth.
Maluki's feeling his op right now, 14-6. It's good to see from the vet. He's definitely given his all to this TeamOne squad. And to see him towards the top of the scoreboard there, in fact, at the top of the scoreboard with X&S just behind, is always a good sign for him. Let's watch the second kill again. Doesn't even have to rescope, just lets it scope in on itself. Follows it quite well, tracks and finishes. Fast and furious as well from Maluki. Good job by him, also the in-game leader, so it's always easier to play on the CT side as the IGL, but I'm sure it's always easy to play when your team has 9 rounds in a row. And the only rounds the opposition have are off of the pistol round victory and the ensuing anti-ecos.
I mean, obviously TeamOne building a nice little cushion for themselves and going up against these pistols should be a 10th for all intents and purposes. The thing is their T side going to be more impressive than 00Nation's? Let's not forget that Ancient has been quite CT-sided since the map was released. There were some changes to try and address that, but I don't think we're there quite yet. So if you're just tuning in, you see the scoreline, and you're a 00Nation fan, don't fret just yet. Malbs. Mid, X&S spots out a body. Can he spray him down? No, that's a big blunder by X&S. Malb's gonna have to make up for it, and he does with 1 and 2, but Lucas will find the trade. 3v3 and M4 on the ground, and in fact, another one further back, but I think 00Nation just bomb plant. TeamOne now gonna have to cede this bomb plant to 00Nation. Pesa comes around. Does he have visibility into Cubby? He should eventually. He goes down! Henny hits the headshot. PRT and Maluk, the last two standing, positioning known. PRT gets one, has to swing around and get a quick second one. Pulls out the utility. Why? He will go down. Maluke has to do it all with the AWP. 1v1. Lucas down to 20. Maluke fakes the defusal, trying to spot out Lucas. Doesn't see him, and I think Lucas thinks that he's faking it. Spamming through the wall. Now Maluke comes off it again. Cannot find the body. He's not going to have time to defuse here. Well played by Lucas. Maluke runs out of time and will at least get a frag for himself, but that's all in the round, and he loses the AWP. I don't know why he doesn't go and clear out Cave.
Yeah, I think he has to know where that player's coming from when that spam hits. You can hear the bullets running through the wood. So that sound cue is there. Perhaps he didn't want to challenge without a rifle. Perhaps what he was looking for was something with automatic fire, not the op. But in the end there, well played by Lucas. He didn't overextend. Good confidence and a great round from 00Nation on the pistols to boot. So definitely a good pickup for them coming to the last few rounds of the half. A round you might say they necessarily needed. KNG though going to get burned down by the Molotov aggression from TeamOne, and mid control is firmly in their hands as Pesa works back up through Snake. Malbs and X&S are collapsing here as well. And Lucas is ready for some sort of aggression here. He knows there's a spam as well. That's a good follow through. But here comes Pesa. Only good for one. Gets the dink onto Leo. But look at the B control coming in here from 00Nation. Maluki! How does he hit that shot? That's a nice little shoulder peek coming up from Henny, but countered well by the IGL from T1.
Okay. And Malbs have the crossfire set up here. Maluke doesn't let the bomb get planted. Will peek around for a second, looking for the 3K. Pulls out the utility, and, well, he doesn't have to do anything. PRT wraps it up with a pretty bow, and TeamOne win a 10th here. In a round that was a little bit harder in terms of hardware bought up by 00Nation, but it seems like they're winning those rounds as opposed to the pistol rounds that come through their way. 10-4 for TeamOne. 15th and final round of play here in this first half of action, and 00Nation will have enough to at least get Galil's up and running on 4 players and a MAC-10 to round out the bye. Over on TeamOne, 2 M4s, the AK, the AUG, and the OP, even with money to spare with that full utility coming through. And now we're seeing a little bit of aggression that TeamOne wasn't really showing at the beginning of this half, as as they go for that early control of mid, denying any presence from 00Nation. But they have to be careful, because this A site could be exploited right now with only PRT there, and he can't connect any of his shots. Starts spamming before he sees anyone, and VSM takes advantage of that and clears out his position. Maluke, the response over on Leo. And he looks for a follow-up as well, as this bomb will now be planted. 4v4. Post plant, XNS finds the head of Lucas, then he gets VSM. It's all falling apart for 00Nation. Maluke drops KNG, only Henny, and he gets 2. This is madness. 26 HP for Henny. Molotov thrown to isolate him. Pesa sticking to the defusal, and he will get it. 15th round over. Crazy finish to this one, and we'll get to this second half right after this break.
Massive lead for TeamOne off of their defensive half, but now 00Nation have their turn on the favorite side of Ancient and their favorite side as well. So let's see if TeamOne have something to counter 00Nation, or if the defenses are going to reign supreme and no one's really going to be able to put up much of an attack. Match is paused, a technical pause as it seems. So John, any final thoughts about that first half before we hop into this next one?
I think it was messy for both sides. 00Nation won a round, I think their fourth one that they probably shouldn't have, and TeamOne should have been able to close out, but at least they get 4 on T side. Now they jump over to CT side, where, I mean, we've seen it in the past. CT sides can be extremely dominant here on Ancient, so it depends on what TeamOne has learned in those 8 losses, facing off against some very impressive T sides. Maybe they can bring over some of those strats here against Double Nation and close this one out quickly. But I have a feeling, an inkling, that Double Nation will be able to fight their way back into this one. It all starts here with this pistol round as soon as we get underway, though, Austin.
Yeah, we always say it all starts here. It all starts in the second half pistol round. And it really does, because think about it. 14-1 or 14-4 is a potential score line if Team One win the pistol and the ensuing anti-ecos. There is almost no chance you come back from that.
I mean, yeah, obviously the percentages go down in terms of probability of winning at that point, but it's still possible for Double O Nation. So I don't know. I honestly, I need to see their CT side. They haven't played a lot of Ancients, so there isn't a very big pool to draw off of. Only 5 matches here. But perhaps they've solved some of the issues that have plagued them in the past. Let's see, as this timeout has now ended, and we're running into round number 16. The first round into this second half, Austin.
P250 for Maluki and PRT, Flash and Smoke for them as well, so clone buys for those two. Nade for Henny and the kit as well. The nade still in his hands has not been used yet. He's going to go out towards Jaguar, looking early for something, but nobody's going to peek into, and he will retreat towards K. Perhaps just play a little pensive angle, not trying to overstay his welcome, and he will just fall away from the K position as Team 1 are looking for aggression from 00Nation. The main aggressive hold from them is this donut play from Leo and KNG. And perhaps they want to push out and towards middle, which I think is what PRT is waiting for. Henny's creeping forward too. Team 1 are reading this well. They are waiting for the sort of aggressive play. And look where the bomb's going! Into an empty
Oh,
A site!
no. How can this happen? I mean, look, Team One hasn't moved up to the A site yet, and there's still a possibility for Double O Nation to figure out what is going down. But no, they all stick around B. Finally, one player is rotating. That's Leo. KNG's been caught off in Snake. He gets tagged down to 3, and will he be finished off? Yes! Leo goes down as well. No one on the A site. Free plant for Team One. Now the rotations come through, but Double O Nation have to fight against the tide of play. VSM peeking around, tags PRT down to 68, but Malbs picks up the USP, gets the headshot, and is looking for more now. Finds Lucas. VSM the last one standing. Team 1 looking to take the pistol, and they will. 12-4 in their favor. That is a big round victory as they're one step closer to getting their second victory on the board. And as mentioned, with 2 wins, Team 1 still have a chance of going through. Everything has to go right with all the other matches, but there's a possibility.
Yeah, the possibility is there, but they still need to win 4 more rounds. This one is
Yes,
a
true.
big one to win. It basically all but secures them the victory at this point. But they're going to have to deal with a Mag 7 in the hands of Leo, a couple Deagles, and a 5-7 for Henny, who does have the utility as well. A little bit of utility thrown down by 00Nation. It's not going to equate to much. Flashbang comes in. VSM spam does catch off Pesa, but XNS will eliminate Lucas elsewhere on the map. So we sit at a 4v4, which does favor Team 1, but this aggression from 00Nation is again anticipated by the Team 1 side. I don't know if Henny's going to be expected, though, by XNS, as well as Leo aggressive out towards A long. It's usually Donut where people play with the shotguns, so we'll see if his positioning can catch off the T side here. As they're still working around and towards middle. Oh my gosh, Henny just gets polished. And
Oh,
so does
no.
VSM.
Yeah, Malbs is finding his rhythm. Whenever that happens, you know you're in trouble. Maluki as well, by the way, I have to mention, he's having a great performance for himself. 21 frags at the top of the scoreboard in the server as XNS finds KNG while I'm saying that. And Leo is the last one standing in a 1v4. Don't forget, guys, 00Nation forced up into this round. That means their economy will be broken into the next one, and that dreaded 14-4 scoreline becomes ever more concerning for them.
I mean, we haven't really mentioned XNS this game, have we, John?
I mean, a couple of times he's popped off, but no, not really.
But like, we haven't talked about how good he's been of late.
Yeah,
This guy's been incredible for the Team 1 squad. Was better than Malls at DreamHack Open, if I'm not mistaken. Leo gets a couple parting gifts, a couple how do you do's, gets himself a third, so he's got a bunch of
a
cash.
lot of money. Yeah.
Let's see if he can do anything with it. He's not been able to recover a rifle, however, and he dies to the bomb, which that's interesting, actually, to see that the bomb radius goes all the way out there. Something to keep in your back pocket, perhaps, folks. But
Yeah.
that's a lot. Oh, he's gonna. No, they're gonna force an op into this. This is fascinating.
Oh, Devil Nation.
I like this a
I
lot.
mean, I don't mind it, I guess, considering the scoreline, but
Yeah,
you
considering the score, I think it's great.
you lose this round. You've only got 2,900 going to the next one. You're playing for overtime at that point.
And you're playing for overtime at this point.
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's see if Double Nation, off the back of KNG's AWP, will be able to steal a round away from TeamOne, who are walking into this with 2 AKs, 2 Galils, and the MAC-10. VSM waiting in Jaguar with a Deagle as Pesadillo moves up slowly but surely. XNS has already made his way onto the B site. Doesn't know Lucas is waiting behind pillar. Gonna walk into it. 2 players spot him out. They line up for him, though. Lucas and Henny will get sprayed down simultaneously, and now Double Nation are rotating full onto the B site. That means A will be ripe for the taking on TeamOne's end. There are still a couple of players denying them entry. That's KNG with the op, and KNG finds one on Maluke. But now they know where the op is located, so they will double back to the B site. They dink VSM, take him down to 50 HP, and VSM's not connecting with anything. They're quickly going to overload him, but look who's here to support. It's KNG, and he's got himself a second one. They continue to push into this AWP one at a time, and it becomes ever more problematic. Malbs will find VSM to make it a 3v2, but Leo picked up a Galil off the ground. He gets one, looking for the second, but Malbs drops him, leaving only KNG standing, who will connect on Malbs' leg, I believe. I'm not sure if that damage was done before, but either way, KNG, an opportunity to clutch this one out. But at this point, do you just double back and save the op? Do you keep pushing for this without really much control of this site? He has the smoke. I guess he can isolate cave. And Malbs, well, he's not going to move out of there. He has no reason to. Flashbang flies over. There's no time. There's no time at all here, Austin.
No, there's not, John.
Oh, he could. Oh, no.
Oh,
No,
boy. And a free op for Maluk, too, at the... that is...
Oh, goodness. I mean,
Somebody stayed on the front porch too long.
the thing is, why wait there that long, not do anything, use the utility, and then lose the op on top of everything else? That's just, oh, that's a bitter pill to swallow there for Devil Nation. Then that lineup, I mean, XNS played it well.
Yep.
Good spray control. So, TeamOne, 14, Devil Nation, 4, and they're forcing up again. They're not even playing for overtime.
I mean, 15-4 overtime is almost a impossibility at that point. So you're going to have to go aggressive. This is, I think, the right play. And Lucas, at the very least, make it an advantage for a short amount of time. It devolves into a 3v3, now a 3v2, 3v1. VSM popping off with an eagle, but XNS is still alive and kicking, trying to pull this one back in 1v3. A 15th on the board for TeamOne. He's on the flank, expecting a player behind here, and he sprays down Leo. He's expecting the push from Henny too. Henny does a lot of damage, but XNS is still here. Does he expect it? No, he does not. And the op in Henny's hands is a very formidable weapon. I'm surprised we don't see Henny opping more. I mean, he's on a team with KNG, yes, but Henny, still a very, very good opper. So, all things considered, though, what a play by VSM. 1 and 2 on the Deagle. Those kills really making things possible for 00Nation, and that's why you have to play from that angle. Good stuff from them to stay alive into this game.
That's why you have to smoke off cave, folks, when you go for an execute into the B site, because that shouldn't have happened. TeamOne, I mean, they make a blunder. Could have been a 15. Could have been on match point. So 00Nation survive at least one more round here and push forward. VSM holding from Jaguar, looking at TeamOne. They are going to force into this round. They have one rifle, that's the Galil. Everyone else onto pistols. 2 Deagles, 2 Tech 9s. They also have a couple of smokes and 3 flashes. So the utility's there for them to go for this execute onto the B site, which, I mean, they're pretty much leaning into at this point. With all that utility thrown, they have to. Henny, though, finds the shot on XNS. Could get a second. No! That's a wicked swing from Malbs. Luke is not cleared off from Cubby, though. Will get one and trade it out as well. 3v3. TeamOne have some space here onto the site, and we'll get this bomb planted.
As long as TeamOne continue to trade, they're fine. Now Maluki has the op though, and he is low, so that's a big boon to him. KNG coming through though, not going to clear out anyone just yet. Could run into PRT, will spam away, but now his position is revealed. Mobs holds tidy though. He's not going to swing just yet. VSM, however, gets one. Mobs finally reveals his position. Knows where the last two are. Runs out of ammo, but he does more damage on the VSM. The time is ticking down as well. Maluki has the angle on the op, and there we go. 15-5, which seemed like the only real expectation at this point. It was 15th round for TeamOne. However, that round I don't think was the one we expected. Great trades on the entry, and Malbs was clinical.
I keep repeating to myself, how is this happening every single round? Because it's just an absolute mess sometimes. But anyway,
Not the only one, John.
yeah, 15-5 for TeamOne. Maluke spams through the smoke here with the AWP. Kanji's back on that deagle, and he will maybe get one. VSM does. He can't finish off Maluke. He goes down to 12 himself, and now TeamOne are readjusting in towards that A site. A lot of damage done towards the 00Nation members, but Leo is playing a really good spot next to this smoke. He can find a couple here. There's one, looking for the second. They're not even clearing him. Now he gets two. Oh my goodness, Malbs and Maluke come back. This is absolute and utter chaos. Maluke, last one standing, 12 HP, trying to isolate the players, cannot. Lucas gets the frag. This round is somehow over, and 00Nation has taken a sixth.
At sixth, and they stay alive for at least a little bit longer. I don't think TeamOne are going to be able to full buy here, but the last round they won was a big mix-up of the buys of pistols and armor and utility, so they're going to go back for that again and hope it works once more. That would be a very gut-wrenching way to drop a match by losing the pistols and the hero Galil on Malbs, but no reason not to force for TeamOne. They have a lot of rounds to spare, not to mention it's had success before. In comes this aggression towards Snake from 00Nation, peering out towards the B-long area, but nobody spotted there as TeamOne are incredibly passive here, just holding and waiting for aggression. They're wanting 00Nation to push into them. They want these free guns, these free kills, and a relatively open B site has just opened for them. There's only one player here. Lucas is the one defender. They're stacking towards A and middle. A very interesting read off of no information from 00Nation. And perhaps they're feeling TeamOne are delaying A? I don't know what would clue them into that. There hasn't been enough in terms of history. The smokes are going to sell this at the very least. PRT gets taken down by Leo. Maluki's going to try and sell this further as the rest of the squad's going to walk up towards B. But VSM can shut it all down. He does some damage, but the bomb escapes up and into the hands of Lucas.
Well, Lucas is just going to farm here. Malbs and XNS go down. Pesa, last one standing, does manage to get one. Throws that nade over. Won't get a kill, and P actually goes down in the end to KNG. So, 00Nation managed to get a seventh. Still in this one, trying to claw their way back on their CT side. Starting to get that economic footing. As, I mean, the only help that economic footing will be, of course, is if they lose their players in a round victory because their backs are against the wall. TeamOne, on to an eco, 2 PG-50s, and the Glocks to round everything out. No utility, no body armor.
Tell me there's no way they win this round, please. Because I have a weird feeling that they could win this round.
I'll just
and I don't like
flip the tables at this point if they win the round.
That's a good flash. That's a good double kill. Making a 3K from VSM. That will basically secure the fact that TeamOne cannot win this round. KNG makes it even more impossible. So it's not going to end in complete and utter chaos. But next gun round is going to be a telltale sign of how this one will go. 00Nation starting to claw that gap back. It was, what, 15-5? So 3 rounds in a row. Not too shabby to start this comeback off, if you want to call it that already.
Still 7 rounds back, but they're going to bring a double op into this. Okay, I mean, it can work. You can have the op down mid and then have one at the B side or even at A. There are a lot of long-range engagements here on Ancient, so I don't necessarily mind it. TeamOne, AKs across the board. They do not have full utility. Of course, which should be the trick. Leo pushes up aggressively towards mid, will get traded out by Malbs, but Maluke is a casualty. 4v4. KNG tossing the Molotov in towards jungle. Henny drops pace out with the AWP. That's the man advantage here for 00Nation. Are they gaining the momentum they need to pull this one back? VSM waits in Jaguar, and XNS walks right past that position. Could come through. Oh no, KNG. Oh no, 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 no. You cannot miss that shot. XNS finds VSM in the back of the head, who's not even looking that direction for some reason. And a 3v2 in favor of TeamOne. It looked like for a moment 00Nation had found a way to get back into this match, but with TeamOne gaining the man advantage, well, they just have to go and grab that bomb and decide on which bomb site they will overload here. PRT is the one sent on over to pick up the package. With 48 seconds left, TeamOne likely going to hit this A site because that's where they have the most control, with Malbs right next to CT spawn.
And he's up. Could win this round or lose this round for 00Nation. It's the Twins in a 2v3. And Lucas is waiting for that CT cross. It's definitely a good angle to hold here, considering the situation. Gives you a lot of information and probably a free kill too. Unless Malbs is expecting it. He does not have an opportunity on it though. The bomb cannot cross past Henny, as he's actually going to make a lot of noise, and that's going to let XNS know exactly where he is. XNS is a backstep coming in, but he's making noise. The time is too low, and in comes one. PRT has to bail out towards the site. He can get that bomb down though just in the nick of time. He'll punch in those digits. No utility for either side. And now it's all down to the aim. Lucas, he